Time to open Skype and call my friend Paul. It's time to open Skype and call my friend Paul.
Oh, good evening, Drew.
Hey, Paul, how we doing?
Oh, I'm so good. I can hardly stand myself.
Really?
And no, it's been a long day.
Okay, well, tell me what's going on.
You know what? I probably I probably can't tell you what's going on. I can I can tell you after the show. But
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'm very sorry to hear that, but
No,
I have
It's all good. It's all good.
I have a very special treat for you and the listeners tonight, which,
Okay.
by the way, I'll need to run upstairs and get the other part of this at some point in the show because I'm a terrible planner, but we will get to that. All right, so where do you want to start?
I just wanted to give some follow-up on my repetitive stress issues, my wrists. First of all, I did not buy any kind of crazy keyboards.
Aw.
I know. Since that episode, I've been really focused on my posture and stretching. I did buy like a gel wrist rest to kind of, because I had noticed at my crappy, awful desk thing at work, had noticed that I was kind of resting my wrists against the hard table, and I think that was a big part of my problem. So I got a gel wrist thing, and I hate it, but the beautiful thing is I don't like putting my wrists on it, so I kind of hold my wrists correctly.
Yeah, hold on a second.
Yeah.
I thought we discovered that last week that wrist rests are bad.
Yeah, this one's it's softer than, I'll put in what I got in the into the show notes here. It is softer than the hard table, but I think the big part of it is now that it's there, I'm just kind of I'm more aware, and my wrists kind of touch it, and I don't like putting my wrists on it. So I think it's just helping me be more aware of my posture.
All right, let's see what we got here.
Okay, so the funny thing is the wrist rest. So I had to find one for 87 key, 10 keyless keyboards, and this was the highest reviewed 10 keyless wrist rest. Now, Drew, what does it say?
Okay. Glorious PC gaming race, which
yes.
Okay, so if you don't get that reference, hold on, gotta collect myself. If you all right, if you don't get that reference, so one of the things that entitled gamers like me like to say is I'm part of the PC master race. That is I don't know who initially coined that, but like Zero Punctuation likes to riff on that a little bit. We'll put a link to Zero Punctuation in the show notes, but this wrist pad says glorious PC gaming race, which is either intentional or lost in translation.
Yes, and it's even more funny considering that I own this.
Right, and you are most decidedly a console gamer.
Yes. PCs are gross. Don't hate me.
Yeah, so I'm on the Amazon page for the glorious gaming wrist pad / rest 10 keyless TKL black mechanical keyboards, stitched edges, ergonomic pipe 14 by 4 inches / 25 millimeter thick GWR 87 10 keyless black wrist rest.
Yes.
God, SEO is strong with this. Okay, so there's choices here, and you went with the 10 keyless black.
Yes.
I'm curious what the difference is between the compact and the 10 keyless.
Yeah, I don't know. I just kind of went with whatever the default one was. Well, I think the compact is even smaller, I think. I think those are for like those crazy keyboards that are even like
Okay. I see the size chart on the left here. And I'm also curious why you didn't go with the stealth.
It was to be completely honest, the stealth was like what?
Oh,
$10 more.
Yeah, and arrives March 12th. We can't have that. Yeah.
No.
Okay.
So I am much better. I'm not perfect, but it is getting much better.
Okay.
So much so that I was actually able to play some. Speaking of my dirty console games, I was actually able to play some games the last few days, and it's been pretty good.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm glad glad that you are on the mend. So this thing looks like it. Okay, let's dive in a little bit here. So this thing appears. What's the word I'm looking for? Bulbous.
Yeah, it is pretty. It is pretty bulbous. It's pretty thick. It's very soft. It's very squishy. It definitely feels like it is a filled with some sort of like gel material that kind of squishes around. I mean, as far as wrist rest goes, it's fine. Wrist rest goes. Wow, that's hard to say. And like I said, I really don't like. I really don't like the feel of it on my wrist, but it having it there, keeps my wrists from like really kind of leaning into the table, which is I believe was happening before.
Oh, okay. Hold on a second. So.
Yep.
So and I can remember the desk air quotes that you have.
Yes.
And yes, my guess is that you're sitting because they're a much shallower desk than you're used to. You're saying your wrists are resting right on the edge of the desk?
Yes.
Well, you might as well I don't know, bang your wrist off a fence post because no wonder you have problems.
Yeah, it's not good. It's not good.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
Any idea how much longer you're going to have to endure that?
Probably a couple more months, I think.
That's terrible.
Mm-hmm.
I really wish I had a better answer for you, buddy. Before we get to what I consider to be kind of what is going to be the meat of this show, I'm also going to move something up in the show notes here. So I had a life experience yesterday, buddy. Okay, let me set this up for you. Part of my job is I support a large customer that is based in downtown Columbus. I'm not going to tell you which one, but there's only 2 or 3 really quote-unquote big companies, right? And it's not public sector, so it's not the state of Ohio. There's only so many big companies in downtown Columbus, so use your imagination. But I support a very large company in downtown Columbus, and I've been spending a lot of time down there the last couple weeks. There's a pretty big project going on down there that I'm assisting them with, and long story short, it's going well. But I say that to mean that I'm so fortunate that when I get to be there over lunch, because that means I get to go to the North Market. You're familiar, right,
yes,
Paul?
I am familiar with the North Market, yes. Okay,
so the North Market, for those people that aren't from Columbus, it is a downtown kind of like community market, and most cities have this. I'm sure that, you have this in Cleveland or you have this in Louisville, Kentucky, or wherever you have it. But the idea is that it is a large communal building. And what makes it really interesting is it has a lot of stalls that, people, small businesses can, kind of rent, I guess. And you can buy food, you can buy spices, you can buy alcohol. There's like a lot of butchers in there. There's a lot of different stalls that have things. And I really like the North Market because it has what I consider to be the best burrito / taco stand in Columbus, and that is Dos Hermanos.
Oh, okay. Yep. Okay.
Now, I first got exposed to Dos Hermanos at my last job working with you because they would come in as a guest restaurant at the cafeteria where we worked. And those were always some of my favorite days is when they came to visit. But they have a permanent presence down in the North Market. And, it's easy to make the comparison to something like Chipotle here, but they use what I consider to be some of the best chicken or the best steak or the best beef you can get. They have really, really fresh salsa. Their cheese is really good. Their guac is amazing, and I don't even really like guacamole. But anyway, I went over there because I was there over lunch yesterday. I was down there all day. I got there super early, left super late. And I went over there for lunch, and it was really, really good. So I got my Dos Hermanos burrito, and I'm feeling pretty good about myself. I'm ready to walk back to assist this person I'm helping. and there is a pretzel stand in the North Market.
And I love pretzels.
Yeah, hold on. Let me make sure I get the name of this right, because I always say the name wrong, and I have the receipt in my email, because when you pay by card on these little pay stations, you get an email receipt now. Let me make sure I pull this up correctly. Where's my trash? Okay. All right. It was Bretzel. Brezel. And I'm going to put a link in the show notes to this.
Please do. Yeah.
Okay. They're based in the North Market, and a pretzel cost $5. Now, this is a soft pretzel, right? The kind that you would get at like a ballpark or the movie theater or something. You get a big soft pretzel. But in addition to being able to just get a regular soft pretzel, that has butter or salt or plain or whatever you might like, they have artisanal, depending on how you say that word, pretzels that they make. And I kind of saw the stand and I thought to myself, boy, I've got a full belly from this delicious Dos Hermanos burrito. I really want a pretzel. And I was like, you know what? I've been working really hard. I deserve a treat. So I walked over.
Treat time.
And I asked the nice lady working at the counter, and like I had it narrowed down between a Asiago green onion or cheddar and spinach. Okay. Now, to set the stage here a little bit, I'm not saying that there were like huge heapings of spinach on top of the pretzel. Like it was like baked into the dough, right? And then there was like some cheese sprinkled on top, and I was like, man, I really can't decide. So she let me sample both, which was really nice of her. And I ended up with a green onion Asiago, I think it was. And oh my God, it was so freaking good. It was warm. It was soft. The cheese was still kind of like melted. I sat in the North Market for about an extra 40 minutes just taking my time working through this pretzel. And it wasn't even like a massive pretzel. I mean, it wasn't like it was overly big or anything. It's just, it was nice. The only thing I didn't have that would have made it just perfectly sublime would have been a really nice cup of coffee. If I would have had that in that pretzel, man, like that would have just made my week, and it was only Wednesday. And I just want to give them a shout out. If you're in the Central Ohio area and you've never been downtown to the North Market, first of all, you owe it to yourself to go. And secondly, go visit Dos Hermanos. Go visit this pretzel shop. I will put links in the show notes, but it was Bretzel, I believe is what it's called. And, if you don't want to spend $5 on a soft pretzel, I understand, but you owe it to yourself. Listen, you're a listener of this show. You're loyal. You put up with Paul and I on a weekly basis. You deserve a treat as well. Go get yourself this $5 pretzel. And if you don't want to spend a $5 pretzel, you can also get little pretzel sticks that are about the size of, I don't know, a normal person's middle finger. Like it's pretty lengthy, pretty girthy. You can just get one of those. That's only $1. You can get as many of those as you like. And the other nice thing about this stand was if you wanted to get these to go, they also sell the raw dough. So you could take it home, bake it yourself. Wow. Yeah. Really, really cool stand. Really, really good find. What I can't remember, though, because I was down at the North Market, I don't know, back in probably December was the last time I was down there around lunchtime. And I don't recall seeing this stall, or if I saw it, I decided that I was either too busy or too full to eat it, but boy, am I glad to really dig in there and eat. So, but that got me thinking, in addition to being able to share that experience and kind of give these people a free plug, because, advertising time on our show is pretty coveted, I did want to talk briefly about places that we like to go eat. So, I want to break this down into two categories, Paul, because if I'm anything, first of all, I'm an absolute snob about a lot of things. I'm like a hyper snob about where I eat. I'm curious about places that you like to go to eat, either local to you or your work, or places anywhere if you're traveling, or places that you will like see on the side of the road and stop. I'm just kind of curious where your head's at with restaurants.
So I'm going to mention a restaurant that I've been to for the first time this week. And oddly enough, I had a pretzel there. So it's kind of very lots of synergy there. It was Bestie Nick Dunn's birthday, and we went out to lunch. And he loves this place down in German Village called Walter's at the Manicure.
If I thought to myself, what place would sum up a person like Nick Dunn in a restaurant? Sounds about right.
Yeah, so I was there this week, and they have some authentic German food. And I got a Bavarian pretzel appetizer there. Now, the pretzel was good. It was a really good pretzel, but really made the pretzel was the 3 different mustards they serve with it.
Go on.
Yeah. So, 2 of them were imported from Germany, and I believe the other one was their house mustard. And they were all over the map. 2 of them were more what you can kind of consider like a spicy brown mustard. One of them was definitely more zesty than the other. But one of the ones was a really unique sweet mustard that I've never really had anything like it before. And it was just all of it was just terrific. Yeah, the mustard really made the pretzel. So I'm not sure if it's a favorite restaurant, but I definitely want to go back because it was a very good. The food was really fresh. It was good. It was, seemed to be very authentic. Apparently Walter is the chef and he actually came from Germany. So I guess that is as authentic as it gets. Now, like talking about other local restaurants, I kind of have like my restaurant dining experience is kind of broken into 2 halves. There are the restaurants that I go to that my kids will eat at. And then there are all the other restaurants. Really with the kids, they have to have like beige food. They have to have served chicken fingers or mac and cheese or something like that. So, I guess if I'm really kind of trying to pick a place that the kids will eat at, that I also enjoy. I mean, it's hard. Roosters, man. Like,
yeah, I'm gonna +1 to Roosters. That's pretty good.
Yeah. Like if you like chicken wings, I know like everyone's got like, well, I think this other place is better. But as far as like, they're all over Columbus. They just have a good chicken wing or boneless chicken wings if you're into that kind of thing. I guess. Oh, there we go. That better? Can you hear me?
Yeah. What happened?
Yeah, I like half pulled out a cord. It was really weird.
Oh boy, a title.
Yeah. Okay, that's gotta go. That's gotta stay in now. I also really like sushi, and there's lots of really good sushi places in the area that I work. But I think like sushi.com has got to be like it's not too it's a good balance between cost and quality, I believe.
Okay, so hold on a second. We have to talk specifically about sushi.com for a couple of reasons. One, it is easily the best sushi probably on the north side of Columbus. And secondly, the name sushi.com has so many implications. Number one, they do not sell sushi online. Okay, so how you end up with sushi.com as the name of your sushi restaurant says a lot. And by the way, sushi.com the domain is available for sale for $2,000. Just so you know. Yeah, I'm sorry. No, $1.9 million. I misplaced it. I misplaced a comma. Yeah.
So the website for this restaurant is actually sushi.com.com.
Sushi.com.com. Yeah, there it is.
Yep.
All right. But they're really, really good. And they have sushi. They also have a lot of traditional Japanese cuisine as well. And it's very, very close to my house if you're the stalking types.
Yep. Yeah, and they have a great lunch special that has lots of good rolls. And it's terrific.
Now, as I'm like I said, no apologies here. I'm definitely a snob. Don't at me. I love the food choices we have in Dublin. And, date night is Saturday night in my house, and we go out to a nice dinner that is like our tradition, that is like one thing that we just don't compromise on. We'll go out to and have a beautiful meal. And there are so many good restaurants in Dublin. I would say that, in terms of favorite restaurants here in Dublin, I'm a big fan of J. Lou. J. Lou is a local restaurant. There's actually 2 of them. There's also one in Worthington, but it's not as good. And I don't care what you say, it just isn't. And I really enjoy going there. They know us by first name because we're in there at least once, twice a month. The service is always impeccable. The menu is a little bit eclectic because they have a mix of Italian, American, and Chinese. You can't have a bad meal in there. The drinks are always really good. The desserts are pretty good. We're also really a big fan of Tucci's here in Dublin. A little more upscale than J. Lou, but not much more so. If you really like wine, Tucci's is the place I would recommend over J. Lou because they have an excellent wine selection. The food changes on a more seasonal basis than J. Lou does. They have excellent food, excellent walleye if you're into fish. Really, really good place to eat. And then finally, I really, really enjoy La Scala here in Dublin. There's a couple good Italian restaurants. Mezzo is up there, but from a traditional family-owned restaurant like La Scala, really, really good place to go eat.
Yeah, +1 to La Scala. I like that place as well. It's really good.
Yeah, so those places are really good. Now, the other category here that I wanted to say is like food that you can get anywhere, whether that is on a road trip while you're traveling to see your various metal shows, if you're traveling for work. Are there chains or international or national places that you go to that you like?
Oh, chains? Okay.
And like McDonald's is an acceptable answer, right? Because they're everywhere.
They are everywhere. I mean, if you're talking about like the big like fast food chains, like I prefer Wendy's over McDonald's. Always have.
+1 to Wendy's. And by the way, Wendy's, local Dublin company.
Yes, another local company. But they're everywhere. I also really like Popeye's chicken. Get some of that, mass market hot chicken. That's that. I haven't been to Popeyes for quite some time, but I do enjoy some Popeyes. Wow, get out of my head, Drew. You just type this. I'm gonna throw like Chipotle is always very solid, right?
Yeah,
and they're everywhere. Yeah.
And like Chipotle for me, like when I was really, really conscious about trying to eat clean, Chipotle is a really good choice if you just get a bowl. Like if you get a little bit of rice and a little bit of meat, no cheese, a little bit of salsa, like even like some avocado or something or some guac, like the macros on that kind of meal, pretty freaking good. Like you could fit that into almost any diet.
Yeah, and I think there are, as far as that Chipotle style, I think Chipotle does it the worst.
Fair.
Fair. But it is still like it's still a really good style of food, and it's very consistent and it's very good, and they're literally everywhere. So yeah, like Chipotle, that's a good one. Now, what about you, Drew?
I would say that Wendy's is one that, in a pinch, I don't mind. I typically don't eat a lot of fast food unless you consider Chipotle to be fast food. But I will definitely hit up a Wendy's if I'm on like a long road trip and I need to stop and just like get a burger and some fries to get some food in my stomach. Like that's not a bad choice. Chipotle, of course, is like always my go-to. If I'm traveling for work and I want to try to stay on a relatively healthy diet, that's the place I will seek out because they're almost everywhere. And like I said, you can make that meal almost fit anything. I've never had Popeyes. I was always a Chick-fil-A person for a very long time. I don't go there as much anymore for reasons.
Yeah.
But, I have never tried Popeyes, and I know that people go out of their way to try it. I can tell you one thing. Burger King is terrible.
Yeah, Burger King is not great. Yeah. I used to really like Burger King, but I think like when I was, younger in my 20s and I could eat anything. But like recently it's not good. It's not good.
And the other one I'm adding onto the list here because they're almost everywhere is Waffle House.
Oh, I love Waffle House. Yes.
Yeah, they're
so
I don't
good.
know if they're in every 50 state, but there comes a time about once a year where I really get a craving for Waffle House. And I can't do it all the time. You and I have worked with people that can go to Waffle House every day, but
yes.
But I can't do it. So I'm trying to think if there's any other like big chains that I would go to. I'm really trying to think. I mean, not unless you count like a Starbucks or something, but I never get food at Starbucks. It's a crime to get food at Starbucks, by the way, and hold up the line.
Yeah, and I haven't been in a Starbucks forever since I stopped drinking coffee. So
I thought you were back on your coffee.
Nope. Still drinking 1 cup of tea per day on average. If I'm really, really tired, I will have 2. But
I went berserk on caffeine today. I was really sluggish today because I was up super early yesterday and up late the night before, and I was just dragged, and like I barely made it through my workout yesterday. So like this morning, it was tough to get out of bed to get to get working, even though I walk like 16 feet to my desk. But like it was a struggle this morning, and I had a cold pressed coffee, and then I brewed coffee. I had a stevia drink in the afternoon, and even then, man, the struggle was super real. I'm trying to think. I don't know if there's any other chains that I would definitely go out for.
Yeah. I don't think so either. Like, no.
Okay, so let's get into what I consider to be probably what is going to be the highlight of this show.
Okay,
and
I'm excited for this.
Yeah, in order to do this, I need to give a little bit of a backstory here. We had a listener, a bestie of the show, tweeted us. And this person, and I want to make sure is Andrew. I want to make sure I get his last name right. Where was it? He tweeted it doing Best Pod, didn't he?
I think so. Hold on, I'll look for it.
Hold on, we got to find the tweet. There we go, found it. So Andrew Wickham. So Andrew Wickham is a bestie listener of the show. He had listened to our episode where we talked about how we clean our AirPods, and he had tweeted at us to ask if a particular product that he found on Amazon would be a good cleaning product. And I clicked on the link that he shared. Thank you very much, Andrew. And I looked at it, and it was $7. And I thought to myself, for $7, we could do a lot worse, right? So I went ahead and placed an order for this product, and it did arrive yesterday. And I have it here with me now. So I thought, and I haven't opened it, so I thought that it would be kind of fun to do a live product review of this particular thing to kind of close the loop on our cleaning, or maybe not close the loop, but continue our quest for cleaning our devices. So here's how this is going to work. In front of me, I have one device, and I need to run upstairs. We need to hit pause here in a second.
Okay.
Riveting podcasting. Where I'm going to also do this to my AirPods. So what I have here in front of me is a Mac keyboard that has been in my possession for, going on at least 10 years now. It's an iMac. It's a wired Mac keyboard. It's the white, so it's got some human on it. Okay. I'm sure that it has some crumbs in between the keys, but this is going to make a good test because there's not a lot of clearance in between the keys, so I'm curious what kind of junk it's going to suck out of there. And then I'm also going to use this on my AirPods. So the product in question is a Goop. The product name is a universal dust cleaner. It is made by a company called Color Corral, and we're going to drop a link into the show notes, which I will put in there right now. Let's drop it in here so we can see what we're looking at here. So the idea of this product, it is a yellow goop that apparently is going to be lemon scented. And the idea is you sort of get a little bit of this in your hands, you knead it up, and then you just mash it into whatever you want to clean, and stuff sticks to it, and then you peel it off, and voila, the thing you were trying to get clean now has all the junk on it. When the link got sent to me, I had questions, okay? And now I have even more questions because I'm looking at the bottle right now, and I will put pictures of this on probably on Twitter as I'm doing it. So we're going to do a weird like live tweet / podcast recording here. Paul, there's not a lot of instructions on this thing, first of all.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm going to describe the container to you, and then I will tweet you a picture. But it is Color Corral Universal Dust Cleaner, net weight 160 gram, plus or minus 5%, made in China. Then there are no other markings on this thing except for the back where it shows somebody literally ramming what appears to be a gob of slime into a keyboard. And
I'm
then
looking at some of the pictures online, and that's
pulling
a good description. Yes,
and then pulling it out of the keyboard with stuff in it. The only other thing it says: keep away from children, don't eat it! Keep away from direct sunlight and keep in a dry place. That's literally all it says. Okay. Now, the question I have with this particular product, and this is something we're going to experience real time here, is after I get the crap out of the thing that I put this on, how do I get the crap out of this?
Okay, so I might have a little bit of insight into this.
All right,
based off of the description on Amazon. So it has like 5 bullet points.
Mm-hmm.
The second to last one labeled durable. This keyboard cleaning gel could be used, by the way, again and again until the color turned to dark. That's what it says. Till the color turned to dark.
It sure does.
Then you have to replace the gel with a new one. Note, don't wash the cleaning gel in water.
Yeah, so you can't rinse this out. So this has a definite use limit, right?
So I guess if you get human in it, you just kind of fold it into itself to just collect the bits of human and dust and food.
I think the idea is that you don't use all of this at once. Like, you kind of take off like a piece of the goop, knead it up, and then use it. Maybe put it back, but when it gets too gross, you kind of find like the good part, and you keep using that.
Okay.
So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to run upstairs and get my AirPods. So we're probably going to have to hit pause here for a second while I go out to get those. I forgot to bring them down with me. So let me go grab those real quick. All right. I got it. Okay, so here we go. So the seal has not been broken on this. So I'm going to hold this to the mic so you can hear it opening. And now I'm going to... ready? Here, our first taste of ASMR tonight. I'm going to get the peely. I don't know if you could hear that. Okay.
I did. Boy. Yes.
Okay, oh boy, I got a real bad feeling about this. Oh, this is gross. Oh, there's like mucus. Ugh. Okay.
So it claims to not be sticky.
Well,
I have a hard time believing it's not sticky.
What would be
Looking
the point?
At the pictures, yeah. So
right,
how does it? So first of all, how does it smell?
So it says that it has a lemon scent.
Mm-hmm.
It has a scent. It's not bad, right? Because I think a lot of these things probably smell like a petroleum product. This actually has a pretty light scent, giving it a good sniff. Yeah, it doesn't smell bad. Okay, so here I go. I'm gonna dig in with a couple fingers. I'm gonna hold this up to the mic. Okay, I'm pulling. Oh, okay, the whole thing's coming out of the jar. Oh, wow, that's wet. All right. All right, here we go. I got the whole wad in my hands. I'm gonna hold it up to the microphone. Here we go. Ready? Listen. I don't know if you. Okay, so I was hoping there would be some air pockets in there that we could get a good squish sound on the mic, but it doesn't appear to be happening. Okay, so I'm kind of kneading this thing around in my hands. It feels cold. It's not super sticky. I'll be honest. It was a little wet, but now that I've sort of kneaded it a little bit, it's kind of calmed down. I've got the whole... Oh, wait, here we go. I really want the ASMR portion of the show to come through. There we go. Don't mind me. Yeah. All right. Okay, so here we go. We're going to do test number 1. I'm going to kind of push this into this Mac keyboard and see what we get out of it, okay? So I'm going to start with the numpad. I'm just pressing onto the keyboard here. Oh, wow. Okay, that is in there. Ugh. All right, go. Ooh. Hold on, you got to hear this. That sounds like coming through.
Okay, I kind of get a little bit of that. That's a very weird sound, like a boot stuck in mud.
Yeah, all right. So I pulled the first bit of stuff out of the keyboard here. There's definitely some lint that has come out between the keys. Nothing drastic, but then again, we didn't use the numpad very much. So let's go over to home row now. Let's go ahead and get that guy in there. Oh yeah, get in there.
Now, are you pushing hard or?
Oh my god, I'm ramming this thing home. Let's get in there. Ooh, okay, that was a good pull. Okay, I've got like perfectly shaped Mac keys in this thing, and ooh boy, it pulled out some dirt. Okay, now hold on though. Everything is not well because some pieces of the goop got stuck between the keys.
Oh no.
Okay, hold on. We're gonna fix this. Fortunately, I can kind of grab them and pull them out, and they come out in huge pieces. Okay. Let's get this through here again. I'm just gonna kind of roll this across the keyboard. Yeah, stuff is definitely coming out of this keyboard. But then again, this keyboard wasn't super dirty. Okay, so I got a feel for how this works now. So far, it's working. All right, let's go to what we've been waiting for here. Let's go ahead and try this on the AirPods. My AirPods are filthy, just so you know. I've got earwax, I've got human, I've got dust, I've got all sorts of things. So we're gonna do this on the AirPod section, and we're gonna do the case. So I'm gonna start with the right earbud, and I'm just gonna kind of sink that into the goo a little bit here. Oh yeah, there's a little thick membrane over this boy. Pull it out of there. Okay. All right. Okay, we're getting somewhere here. It definitely got all my earwax out of the top part.
Nice.
Left a little film inside of there that I can just kind of flick out of there with my with my thumb. Oh yeah. Hell yeah, that got that out of there.
Nice.
Okay, hold on though. We still got some pieces of goo in there. I can maybe use the main goo pile to get it out. So, okay, so a little bit of goo stuck to the It's still kind of there. I'm getting this. I think this is user error. I don't think this is product error. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, you got to work at it a little bit to get it all out of there. But, ooh, boy, that got that real good. Okay. All right. I think I'm coming around here.
Okay.
I'm still trying to get the little piece of goo out of that thing, but I'll come back to that. So now let's get the back of this and get the the portion that's on the top here. Yep, got that clean. And then the bottom. Let's get the bottom. Okay. Paul, I got to tell you, it got all my human off of this.
Nice.
Okay, all right. I thought this was going to be a big joke, but this turns out to be a pretty versatile product. I'm sure it's not giving me cancer.
Well,
all right.
Not
right.
quickly.
Yeah. So the right AirPod looks okay. Hold on a second. I see a spot that I missed. Hang on a second. I forgot to get the little nub inside of there.
Gotta get those nubs.
Yeah, a lot of little nooks and crannies here, which makes this a really interesting exercise. Okay, so now I've got that piece out of there, and again, little pieces. So if I have a complaint right now, it's little pieces of goo are getting stuck like in the crevices.
Okay.
Like I'm gonna need another tool to get the rest of the goop out of there. So this is not okay. So I'm comfortable saying that this works, but you better have a way to get some other little tool in there to get some of the goop out when you're done. All right, so let's move to the left AirPod now. So this one's even grosser. All right, here we go. Oh boy, I just got a good look at the goop that I've been putting the human into. Oh my god. Oh yeah, it's getting pretty gross pretty quick. Which I don't know if it says more about me or the product. Anyway, let's go ahead and get this other AirPod jammed into this. There we go. Pull it out. Okay, so there's a little bit of oh yeah. Okay, this is a double application situation. Hang on. Let's get that in there. Oh, yeah. That's the dirty little gob. There we go. Get that in there.
Excuse me. Yeah, you get it. You get it. Get it, Drew. Get it. Get it.
Dirty little thing. All right. Okay. It took a couple passes at it, but I think I got it all. Yeah, I'm just kind of... So what I'm basically doing, for those of you listening at home, I'm basically taking the ball of goop in my hand. I'm getting a little bit under my thumb and just kind of working it into all the nooks and crannies of the AirPod. And I'm just sort of then pulling it out. But see, when I pull out, it leaves a little bit of the goop in the AirPod crevice. You need a way to get that out because putting it back into the mother load of goop just doesn't pull it out. And I think, if I had to guess, it's because that part of the AirPod is a screen, right? So it's really getting in there. Let me try to dab it out. No, I'm going to have to get something to get that out of there. But I did get all the human out. Well, no, hold on. There's still some in there. The real test is going to be when I do this on the case, because the case is the super gross part.
Now, I just dropped I've been perusing the listing on Amazon, and I just put a link in the show notes. They sell this product in a convenient, looks like a resealable bag 5-pack.
Yeah, I see that too.
Yeah, so you could throw one of those in your laptop bag, maybe throw one in the car, maybe a stocking stuffer.
Yeah. So far, I'm saying that this is working. It's definitely getting my AirPod clean, but it's leaving some residue behind in the meantime. We'll get that out of there in a minute. All right. So both AirPods are done. Now I'm going to try this on the AirPod case. So this is going to be an interesting test because I want to get the lid, because the lid is disgusting. But I want to see if I can work some of this goop down in the where the AirPod charger part is. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, down into the
yeah. So let's start with the case first.
The bowels of the case. Yeah.
Yeah. So let's start with the case itself first. And oh yeah, that is taking the dirt right out of the little case hinge mechanism there. That's working good. Okay. It's getting there. Like I said, it's taken a few passes. You really got to jam that in there. Because, I think the act of you jamming it in there kind of forces the dirt and grime into the goop. And then we're, kind of working it out here. Yeah, dude. Oh, wow. That worked out really well for the case. Okay. Ringing endorsement there. Okay, part 2. Let's see if we can work it down into the AirPod case itself. So, okay, hold on. I have to think like a scientist here. So I got to, force this down into here. How is the goop going to get... I don't know if I can get the goop that low. How am I going to get the goop in there, Paul?
can you like roll it up into like some sort of tube, or is it too liquidy for that?
So hold on, I got an idea. I'm gonna like separate this into a smaller ball. Let's do that. So I'm gonna chop off a few pieces of the goop here. Just kind of pull it apart. You can pull it apart. Like it's not like it is solid, right? Like you could definitely pull it apart. All right, so now I'm like kind of like trying to work this smaller piece down into the crevice here. That's not really working out so well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take an AirPod and use that as a battering ram and get that.
You're going to shove the goop down in there.
Yeah, I'm going to. I got to take a picture of this. Hold on a second here. You got to see this. All right, there we go. Take a picture of that. There we go. Live, real time doing best. Real time doing best pod picture. And I'm going to drop this picture into the tweet. Man, I love the internet. And let's tweet that out there. There you go. Paul, let me know what you think when you see that. That's what I'm dealing with right now. And I'm about to pull this sucker out of there. Ooh, boy, that. Ooh, I'm going to be sick. Okay. Right. That worked really well. Oh, now how am I going to get that goop out of there? Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Did you see the picture?
Oh, yes.
How am I going to get this goop out of there?
What have you done, Drew?
I don't know, Paul. It would seem like a good idea. Okay, hold on. There's still goop in there.
I think you went off label for the uses here.
Good news as well. The goop is preventing my AirPod case from closing now. Hold on. We got a problem. Okay. All right. That was a mistake. So
I'm laughing at your pain.
Yeah. This is not good. Okay. So how am I gonna? Okay. Hold on. Think, Drew. You're a smart man who went to college. What if I just did it again? And yank. Okay, hold on. I might have. Nope, didn't get it. Hold on. Let's try again. And down and up. Ooh, had some good suction there. Okay, Paul, I'm gonna do something stupid.
Okay.
The instructions clearly say do not eat. We're just gonna go ahead and put my lips on this and suck. Hold on a second.
You're gonna try to suck it out.
That doesn't work.
Okay.
Now I just have like my lips on this. Boy howdy.
Do you need to get like some sort of like dental tool and like get in there and just scrape that stuff out?
Yeah. Okay, so
you should take your case to the Apple store.
Excuse me.
I need some assistance.
Yeah, and like I'm gonna put this in well, it still does kind of like the magnet still sucks it into the case. I just wonder if it would charge with that stuff down in there. Well, we might as well do the other side. Hang on.
Okay.
Man, yank really fast. Okay, so if you yank it back out of there pretty quick, you can get it. Right? Like I got this other side, and boy, a lot of grossness came out of that side. So the left side I managed to do without incident. I learned from my mistake there. Let's see if I can finish getting this other stuff out of this. Boy, this stuff is. Oh, that was a good farty sound. Hold on,
I heard that one. Yeah.
You heard that one? Let's see if we can, see if we can get it again. Ready? Here we go. Oh. I don't care who you are. Fart sounds are always funny.
I'm gonna have to grab that audio and put it at the beginning. Just so people are like, what was that?
Ready? All right, hang on a second. Let's get it again. Ready?
Ooh.
Okay, I got all of the goop out of the right side with that pool.
Nice.
I think so. No, there's still some at the very, very bottom. Hang on. So, okay, let's quick status check here. So this stuff works pretty good, but you better be prepared for like a little bit of messing around because some of this stuff, like even like there's still some stuff on my case that I'm probably going to have to like scrape because it's just not like it's not transferring to this. But it got most of my gross human, like my earwax and stuff like that out of it. Let's go ahead and do one more good pull here. Hang on, ready? Here we go. Hold on.
Oh, that was good.
Was it good? Okay, hold on.
Oh, yeah.
One more. Wait. Hang on. Huge metaphor for my sex life. Hang on. Here, ready? Oh, that sucked. Hang on. No, we could do better. Yeah, I think I got most of it out. Like that quick vibrato there really. Okay, so What do I think?
So the Amazon rating as of right now is 4.1 out of 5 stars.
Yeah, I think that's probably right.
Is that fair?
I think that's probably fair. I would say probably 3.5 to 4.
Okay.
Only because, like, listen, you obviously have only so many uses of this thing, right? Because the gross human is going to work its way into this gel at some point. Okay, yeah, I've definitely got it out of there, I think, or at least most of it. I'm sure it's not harmless, right? Like, I'm sure that it could just live in there.
Oh yeah. It'll be fine.
All right, final test. On my gaming keyboard here, which is mechanical. Let me open up Notepad.
Oh, okay.
Because there's about to be some face rolling on my keyboard. Now, this keyboard is disgusting because this is where all the hair on my head that used to be on my head is now on my keyboard. So let's see what we get if I go like this. Oh, yeah, we could go ahead and throw that out. Holy cow. Like an entire tuft of hair just came out of my keyboard. Okay, hold on. I'm kind of working my way around the arrow keys, and I got to tell you, man, it's definitely picking up the dust. And all kinds of other crap that is, like, sort of just there. Yeah, that's pretty gross. All right, going back in the tub. So, yeah, if you're looking for a dust cleaner, Andrew, I think you could probably do worse than this.
Okay.
You know, definitely, if you're listening and you pick this up, let me know what you think. Oh, you know what I forgot to do? Okay, here's the final test. Hold on. The USB-C port underneath the AirPods.
Oh, I have to know how this works.
All right, hang on. We're gonna go ahead and just cram this in there. One more test. Right? You really gotta work hard to get it in there. Okay, I got it in there.
Title.
I got. Well, so I can't tell if I. Oh my god. Okay, so this little ball I'm working with is now just covered in hair and dust. Yeah. Okay. I managed to get it in there at a fairly decent clip, and I think I got most of the dust off the connectors. Yeah, you know, this was a really good test, right? Because the AirPod case has so many small nooks to get into, right? And
right.
I could tell you right now that the area that I rolled this over on my keyboard, the dust is gone. Like, I have, like, pushed this little ball in between the keys on my mechanical keyboard, and it has sufficiently pulled dust and residue out from between the keys. So it definitely does what it sets out to do. There's no bad advertising here, and I think that the reviews are probably pretty accurate here. I would just say
Excellent.
don't use the entire ball of it at once, right? Like, definitely break off a piece and use it as intended, and I think that it'll work just fine. Yeah, and my hands don't stink too much. And I have a little bit of residue left in my... Yeah, I'm going to have to get something and, like, wipe that. Yeah, I've got a paper towel here. Let's see if I can, like, just wipe this stuff off. So now instead of gross human in some of these little creases, I've got, like, this goo. Yeah, you're definitely going to want to... Like, if you're cleaning your AirPods with this, I would definitely say get something to kind of scrape the goo out when you're done. Otherwise, yeah, no, this worked fine. I will definitely use this again. Like, I'm definitely not going to... And I got my AirPod case pretty clean if I'm serious. And it
I might have to add. I'm gonna have to pick some of this up myself.
Yeah, and like my case still closes. The magnets still gripped the AirPods. I'm gonna go ahead and call this a success for now. So
excellent.
Andrew, if you're listening and you're still on the fence, I would say go for it.
Good deal. Yeah, thanks for the link, Andrew.
Yeah, that was good. All right, one more topic that we can close out on here. How do I even? I'm a sucker.
Just say it.
Hold on, no. I'm a sucker for a sale.
Okay.
Now, there was a time in my life, in my early 20s, where I liked Japanese animation, also known as anime. It was a pretty big part of my life. And I started watching anime right around the time that things like Gundam Wing were popular, and like anime was shown on like Toonami on Cartoon Network. I remember, like my freshman year of college, I had just enough time to watch a couple episodes of Toonami before I had to like jet out and work my computing lab job on Friday and Saturday nights. So anime and I have had a casual relationship over the years, and I was friends with a lot of people in college that would download it, and there was even a kid that could like translate it because he was from Japan. We would download it with subtitles and everything because, subs are better than dubs, don't at me. And I really got into anime for a decent period of my college career. Watched a lot of good series, and there were some that really resonated with me. And like Amazon had a sale the other day that I just couldn't say no to. So I was able to pick up the complete Cowboy Bebop Blu-ray disc set, which Cowboy Bebop is probably my favorite anime of all time. I don't know if you've ever seen that, Paul.
I have never seen Cowboy Bebop.
It's really good. It's really good. It's sci-fi. It's got a pretty good story to it. It takes place in the not too distant future, and it's about bounty hunters that are just trying to make a living. And there's a bigger plot that sort of reveals itself about halfway through the series. That it's just really well written. I really like the way it ended. The music is fantastic. The animation style is really good. And then the other big series that I watched in college that really stuck with me was Trigun. And Trigun also has a story that doesn't reveal itself till about halfway through the series, and then you're like, oh my god, where did this come from? And it's just really good. It tells the story of this protagonist called Vash the Stampede. That's all to say that, listen, you can say what you want about anime. I definitely don't watch it as much as I used to. Like, I have no frame of reference for modern anime except for, like, Attack on Titan, right? Just because everybody raved about Attack on Titan. So I watched Attack on Titan when it was on Netflix or something, right?
Same.
I also picked up the entire 6-disc set of the Golgo 13 series. Are you familiar with Golgo 13, Paul?
I am not.
So Golgo 13, I was first exposed to that. It was an NES game, and it was an original manga series or manga, or however you're supposed to say that word, in Japan. Some of it's made its way over to America. But anyway, I basically went on a little spending spree on Amazon because some of this stuff was on sale. And, it's slowly making its way into my Plex library. I'm really learning a lot about how to properly rip and encode media with subtitles.
Ooh, okay.
I don't know if you've ever had to do that. That's actually, like, not super intuitive. If you just rip the media with, like, straight to MKV and you leave it original, like, it works. But if you try to, like, handbrake it to get the size down, or getting, like, subtitles to be part of the file and not an external subtitles file is actually pretty hard. Or maybe I'm just doing it wrong, but I've done a lot of research over the last few days to try to get that to work, and I'm just not having a ton of success. But anyway, that's all to say that, I'm sort of back on my anime bullshit. And I'm watching these series again, and I know how they end, but it's still pretty cool to watch certain episodes. And yeah, if you have any interest, I'll have to hook you up.
I'm interested in Cowboy Bebop. That is something that's been on my list for a long time. I've heard nothing but good things about it. Yeah, I had a lot of friends in that age who were into anime, but the only real show that I it's not really anime because it's kind of like half anime, half, Americanized, bullcrap, was Robotech.
Now, see, that's one I never watched.
Yeah.
But I know that in Robotech is kind of like it was one of the first, if I have this right, it was one of like the first big series other than like Voltron to really make its way to America, right?
Yeah, and Robotech, like Voltron was very much, each episode was independent. There was like a little bit of an arcing story in some cases, but Robotech was like very like, it had a very long arching story. And like Voltron, it was one of those things where like some American company bought like the source material for 3 different Japanese shows and then like stitched them all together and dubbed a bunch of American actors over top of it and made a new story. Yeah, so they bought animation and kind of, just cut it together. But that was a time in my life where I still am into giant, big stompy robots. So yeah, Robotech.
Yeah, the Robotech series is not one I've ever watched. And to be fair, like, I've only watched a little bit of Voltron. I like Voltron.
Yeah.
But I just never really, like, got into it. And, like, yeah, Robotech's on my list. And there's, like, I know there's, like, different, like, saga, like, Gundam has, like, 6 different, like, arcs or something.
Yeah.
And then, like, Robotech has a few, too, and a couple movies. Like, I wouldn't know where to start with Robotech if I was honest.
I think there's just, like, one... there was other spin-offs and stuff. Like there's the main Robotech is just like one season with like let's find Robotech TV series, Wikipedia. Seasons 1, number of episodes 85. So there it is.
So let's go ahead and drop some show notes here. Robotech 13. Golgo 13 is an interesting one because it's really gritty. It's definitely the most adult of all the animes that I've watched. It's just naked women everywhere, and he's an assassin, and it's just a pretty cool story. So, whew, boy, that was an episode.
I think that's might be the best one yet.
I thought last week's was pretty good, if I'm honest.
Yeah. Hey, we're getting good at this, I think.
Yeah, so listeners, listen, if you've got dumb ideas for us to try, like, we'll do it. Like, we're desperate.
Clearly.
We're desperate for your attention and your admiration. So if you've got dumb ideas, we maybe have answers. So don't hesitate if this episode proves anything.
Yeah. If we don't have answers, at least we have no pride. So
yeah, and we have disposable income. So
that's true.
They're doing their best. I'm sure they have disposable income. That's going to be a title.
Oh.
All right. Well,
Okay.
Paul, where can people send us these crazy ideas?
Well, as Drew mentioned, the easiest and quickest way is to send us a tweet. You can find the show on Twitter at DoingBestPod. I'm at Paul Baylor. That's BAHLER. And Drew, you're on Twitter at
PITTFURG. That's Pittsburgh.
Yeah, that's it.
All right, everybody. Until next week.
Yeah, thanks for listening.